stretched longer than expected. Emotion faded without ceremony. The body learned how to move without signal. Still something remained beneath the quiet. Not watchful, not hopeful, just present. It did not disappear when feeling dulled. It did not retreat when connection thinned. It did not collapse under the weight of distance. It carried no instruction. It offered no message. It only continued, steady, unbroken, like a low current beneath still water, unmoved by how long the surface stayed calm. Morning arrived without emphasis. Light slipped between the curtains and settled on the floor, a shape that would move later without anyone waiting. The body stood, not from desire, not from resistance, just from sequence. Feet touched the floor, cold, then not. There was a brief pause between standing and moving. Nothing urged the next step. Then movement resumed. The kettle filled. Water met metal. A small sound began and was allowed to finish. Hands rested on the counter, waiting. No impatience, no anticipation. Steam lifted, condensed, disappeared. There was no sense of arrival, no orientation toward the day. Time unfolded without requiring participation. Inside, nothing stirred enough to name. No ache, no relief. Only a steady neutrality, wide and unmarked. Yet beneath the evenness, something held the weight. Not attention, not awareness in the usual sense. More like a quiet density, unchanged as the morning continued. Breath moved in and out. Shoulders adjusted. The body occupied space without commentary. A thought appeared, then passed. Another followed. Neither stayed long enough to matter. Time passed. Or maybe it didn't. Hard to tell. And still, that underlying presence remained untouched. Neither closer nor farther, neither warmer nor colder. It did not ask anything of the moment, did not react to its plainness. It stayed. Numbness often appears as absence. A thinning, a flattening, a sense something essential has gone missing. It can feel like a room with the furniture removed, leaving only space and the echo of before. But beneath the surface, nothing has been taken away. What feels empty is a layer laid gently, a covering, a quiet insulation. The inner field does not collapse when sensation dulls. It does not tear. It does not withdraw. It continues without announcing itself. This continuity is easy to overlook because it does not signal. It does not rise. It does not insist on being felt. It holds no urgency, no narrative. It simply remains, as it always has, unchanged by reduced emotion. Even when feeling narrows, when response becomes muted, this deeper presence stays intact, unaltered, uninjured, not waiting, not hidden, just there. What remains is often mistaken for a beginning, a recovery, a reawakening, a step toward feeling again. But it is none of these. It does not move forward. It does not open outward. It does not signal progress. There is no return implied here, no thawing, no promise. This continuity does not lead anywhere. It is not a threshold, not a bridge. It does not care whether emotion comes back. It does not prepare for reconnection. It exists without reference to before or after, without contrast. Because it never left, there is nothing to regain. Because it was never broken, there is nothing to repair. It is not the opposite of numbness. It is not a remedy. It does not stand in tension with what is absent. It simply coexists, unbothered by the surface. Distance often feels like interruption, silence like severing, withdrawal like disappearance. It can seem as though something vital stepped back, folded inward, went offline. But the underlying presence is not interrupted by space, not thinned by time apart, not weakened by lack of contact. Silence does not reach it. Even when communication fades, when the outer world grows faint, this deeper continuity does not respond. It does not close. It does not brace. It does not interpret distance as loss, because it does not relate the way feeling does. It does not lean forward. It does not pull back. It remains through quiet days, through long gaps, through the absence of signal, not as a watcher, not as a witness, more like steady ground that does not register footsteps. There's patience here, but not the kind that waits for change. No tension, no holding pattern, just duration, a willingness to remain exactly as it is, for as long as it is. No need for sensation to return, no need for warmth. The presence does not hurry, it does not slow. It is not invested in what happens next. It does not anticipate movement. It does not resist stillness. Time can pass over it without leaving a mark. Days can layer on days, silence on silence, and still it continues, steady, unremarkable, unaltered by how long nothing happens. No forward motion, no resolution, only quiet persistence beneath numbness, unchanged by length, unmoved by depth. A message arrives mid-afternoon, a name on the screen, familiar, neutral. The phone is lifted, read, set back down. No tightening, no warmth, no urgency. The moment does not lean forward, it does not linger. The hand notices the weight, the screen's residual warmth. The arm settles again at the side. The room continues around the pause, air unchanged, light steady. Something holds the moment without reacting. It does not register meaning or emptiness. It allows the moment to pass, undisturbed. At work, a task unfolds as expected, keys pressed, numbers aligned, a document saved. The rhythm is steady, almost mechanical. No resistance to repetition, no satisfaction in completion. The body stays oriented to the screen, eyes adjust, hands continue. Attention does not wander, it also does not attach. Time moves in small, even segments. Still, beneath repetition, there is quiet coherence. Each movement lands where it should. Each action completes itself without reinforcement. The body remains capable, without effort being felt. Nothing is felt. Nothing is lost. Later, lying on the bed, shoes still on. Light dims without announcement. The day does not replay. It does not require review. The ceiling remains unchanged. Breath rises and falls. The body's weight settles into familiar contact points. Thoughts drift through without leaving a trace. They do not pull attention. They do not ask to be followed. No comfort, no discomfort. Just the body occupying space. And beneath that occupation, a steadiness that does not shift as evening continues to arrive. There is something unsettling about continuity without expression. The idea that what matters does not require feeling in order to exist. That something essential can remain intact, even when unnamed, even when unrecognized. It challenges the assumption that presence must announce itself, that aliveness must be vivid, that meaning must be felt, to be experienced as real. Here, none of that is necessary. The underlying steadiness does not perform. It does not validate itself. It does not ask to be believed. It does not care whether it is noticed, misunderstood, or passed over entirely. It does not depend on intensity, on closeness, or inner narrative. It remains through dullness, as easily as through emotion, through engagement, through withdrawal. This introduces a quiet tension. If something can endure without being felt, without being acknowledged. What else has been mistaken for absence? If continuity does not require recognition, how much of life continues on beyond awareness? How much remains simply because permission was never needed? There is no answer offered here, only the widening sense that absence and erasure are not the same. Sometimes this continuity is sensed through the reliability of small things, the way breath keeps time without instruction, the way the body adjusts in a chair before discomfort is noticed, the way attention returns to a task without being summoned. It may appear in the ease of repetition, in habits that do not exhaust, in remaining upright during moments that feel flat, in the absence of collapse when nothing is felt, in the simple fact that the body remains present even when experience thins, not as evidence, not as reassurance, just faint impressions, small confirmations that something steady is already there. Nothing needs to surface, nothing needs to be named. The quiet can remain quiet, the surface can stay still. Beneath it, that low current continues, without asking to be seen, not moving toward anything, not holding anything back, simply present